How do we add this?
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Ivy.
Hi.
I saw your video this morning. That was so good.
Did you like the video that we talked about Federico?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. About the rat.
Or mouse, right?
I was gonna check the lighting. Can you see that okay, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. Can you open it up? That the front cover looks great.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what a beautiful book.
I know.
Yes.
It's really beautiful. So
That looks good.
It really is.
so it's okay. It's better like that or like this?
Probably on,
Okay.
I guess.
But look at, I have a nice sticker from
we're talking about the
Dancing
book.
Bears.
Yeah.
Men, did you?
Hold on, Ivy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you see that okay, you think?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Okay.
That looks good.
Thank you, Ivy. What you been doing, Ivy?
I was watching Toy Story 4. It's a new movie. I had seen it before.
We have seen it many times.
Do you like Frozen?
Yeah. I like Poppy movie too.
That's the Trolls.
Oh,
But really, but I got it a new troll movie, and it was on my gameplay, and really I watched it yesterday night, and then Willie also at the end but Branch just turned into a walk zombie, but the power went out.
oh.
What Poppy did, boom that.
Boom that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, who is on the Carol Sampaio screen? What is your name? What's the name of the girl on the bed
With the pretty dress on.
dress on? What's your name?
My name's Lucy, but I am a cutie, but I am my frozen, but
What's your name again?
Lucy. Lucy.
Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
How old are you?
Hi.
Hi.
You're 5?
3.
Lucy and
Lucy's.
Ivy. Guess nobody else has their screen on right now.
Hi.
Oh, they're black. They're not here yet.
Ivy, how old are you again?
Say 3.
See,
3.
I'm 4 years old now, not 3 anymore.
Really?
I'm not 3 anymore, only 4 years old. It's been my birthday, but I celebrated at home and then went to my sister's house. But my sister's name's Sophia.
Sister friend.
Your sister, but
Sister friend. Mom doesn't have 2 kids. Mom only has 1 kid.
yeah, Mom know it. Yeah. Well, my sister Sophia has a baby, but his name's Baby Elliot.
Aww.
He's silly sometimes.
I like that name, Elliot.
Yeah.
Well, Dad.
How many people are you expecting, Olivia? Like,
Not sure. I hadn't had any new signups, but let me see. Hold on. I'm going on Facebook right now to see if there's anything.
Baby Elliot?
No.
Ooh, that one looks like Minnie.
Yeah, that was Minmay. I'm not sure. I hadn't had anyone new sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm an old one, so I'm not old.
You're old.
From Colorado.
You're old from Colorado.
You just signed me up, though.
I did sign you up. Of course I signed you up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty old from Colorado.
Yeah.
Ivy, which did you like better, Colorado or Wisconsin?
Colorado's better, but Willie, also I miss Colorado. It's now it's expensive, now it's expensive.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss Seattle too, but it's expensive there too.
Yes, it is. Oh, we got some friends.
Oh.
And they're at the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh, I can't hear. I'm going to unmute you guys to say hi. And one person keeps disappearing into a palm
There we
tree.
go. Yeah, I'll try and fix that. I don't know what's going on. My daughter did that once.
Disappearing in the palm tree.
What are your names, the ones on the beach?
Can you say your name?
I'm Ezekiel.
And this is Philip. Ezekiel and Philip.
What are your names?
Say it again. This is Philip, and this is Ezekiel.
Oh, okay, Philip and Ezekiel. Okay, so happy to have you guys. And then the one in the Angie screen, Angie Stanley. I never did get your names. What are your names?
I'm Annabelle. That's Abigail.
Annabelle and
Abigail.
Abigail. Pretty
The
name.
mom is disappearing here.
Where's your dog, Abigail?
He always likes to lie down on the beach.
How do I change it from the beach?
I think he's back. He's outside. He's back outside.
Okay.
Want to change it to be normal?
Yeah, how do I make it be normal?
Hey, Olivia, I record it.
I know.
I can record it for my own self too, right? I don't.
I'm not sure. When I press record, I have it set up to record to the cloud on my personal Zoom account.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was curious because I have a record button on mine. So
Okay. I think you can try it.
Okay.
Because a couple
Do you want to wait just a couple, like 30 more seconds, and then we'll get started?
Yep.
I think you can record it because I've been in like a couple of Zoom calls and then
Yeah.
sometimes they record Zoom.
It's a book club.
No, I only do the noise and wait. So you can't. So I think you can wait.
Oh, I like that space.
I do. I want to do that one. Do you want to?
So I
Can you do like this?
you like the mouse one better than the frog?
No,
Miss
that's me.
Better than the frog book.
The mouse. You're behind.
Mouse better.
No.
Okay, do we want to get started here?
Start.
I'll go ahead and get started, but I'm going to put everyone on mute while we start. And at the end, we'll have another chance to talk to everybody. So.
Oh, I just pushed record and it said request recording from the host,
Just for now.
meeting host.
It says it's already recording on my end. So.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, but on that note, for everybody here, I'm going to mute. We are recording, and if any moms or parents or guardian out there is not comfortable with recording or posting on our YouTube channel with the intention of being able to share this program for people would like to view, let me know. Either send me an email you can chat me here on the Zoom, or you can call my office, which I'm not there right now, but you can leave a voicemail and I will be there later today and tomorrow. So if you're not comfortable with it, feel free to let us know and we'll make the necessary adjustments. But in the meantime, it is my absolute pleasure to see so many of you guys again for our Read With Me musical storytime program. And today it's very exciting because we're reading Hana Hashimoto 6 Violin, which really seems like a really beautiful book, and it's been really nice that this is our third book of the series so far. As you know, this is with the Wausau Conservatory of Music, and at the Conservatory of Music, it's really our mission and our goal to provide really high caliber programs and performances and musical education opportunities for everybody, families, students, community members, just everyone in our community circle. So thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this. This, I hope, also will be the start of one of the many programs in our free community series programs that we'll be doing moving forward. So in the fall, you'll see a new program coming out called Access Arts, which is essentially free and significantly reduced programming for families and community programs moving forward. So this is sort of our pilot going into Access Arts for the fall. So keep an eye out for that program. And in addition to Access Arts, as always, we provide a lot of musical experiences for students, kids, toddlers, high school age, and adults at the conservatory. Right now, all of our programs are virtual. We have a couple in-program options that are really safe and secure right now with some really high-level safety procedures in place if you're interested. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Miss Pearson for today, and she's going to be leading this program. So thank you.
Okay, so today we're going to read this book called Hana Hashimoto about a girl from Japan. Does anybody know where Japan is? You can unmute yourself if you can tell me if you know where Japan is. Looks like Abigail, Annabelle.
Okay.
Do you know where Japan is? Where is Japan?
Japan is in Asia. It's like over by China.
Yeah, it's across the Pacific Ocean. I actually spent a summer in Japan in a music festival, and it's a beautiful country, lots of mountains. So I'm really excited to read this book. If you can see, here's Hana Hashimoto. She's playing her violin, and look at her dog. Her dog loves hearing her play violin. And this book is kind of about a talent show. This is my second quick question. Does anybody know what a talent show, or do you have talent shows at your school where you can get up and play violin or sing? Abigail, do you have talent shows at your school? Maybe you could unmute one more time.
Yep. I'm asking to unmute. They gotta click the button.
Oh, I'm asking.
There you go.
Do you have talent shows at your school?
I do. So that you could like play an instrument or paint, or you could sing.
Yeah. So talent shows are pretty popular in schools, and that's what this book is kind of about. Okay, so here we go. When Hana Hashimoto announced that she had signed up for the talent show and that she would be playing the violin, her brothers nearly fell out of a tree. See your brothers over here? They're laughing because they think she shouldn't be in the talent show. That's just loopy, said Kenji. You're still a beginner. Stop kidding, said Koji. You can barely play a note. It's a talent show, Hana. You'll be a disaster. So poor Hana, her brothers are making fun of her because she wants to be in the talent show. But they think she's just a beginner and she doesn't know how to play the violin. Hana squared her shoulders and took her violin and bow inside, leaving her brothers laughing like monkeys in the tree. She pulled on the strings, letting them twang. it was true that she was still a beginner. She had only been to 3 lessons. The first time Hana held a real violin had been that summer while visiting her grandfather in Japan. Long, long ago, her grandfather had been part of a great symphony orchestra in Kyoto. Oji-chan is the name of her grandpa in Japan. Oji-chan had been second violin and once played in front of the imperial family. So if you can see this, this is her grandpa. Her grandpa plays violin, and he got to play in front of the imperial family in Japan, which is kind of like the president in the United States. So pretty cool. So since her grandpa played, that made Hana want to play violin too. I'm sure a lot of you guys have grandpas, right? I don't know if any of them play the violin, but here's her grandpa, Oji-chan, playing the violin. Oji-chan played every morning. From his study, the clear, bright notes would drift upstairs through the shoji screen doors to where Hana slept on sweet-smelling tatami mats and coax her awake as gently as sunshine. Do you see how her grandpa's playing the notes, and the notes are drifting up to her where she's sleeping here and kind of waking her up in the morning. Look at this beautiful picture. Oji-chan usually played classical pieces by Mozart or Mendelssohn or Bach. But in the indigo evenings, while Hana and her brothers ate ice cream and oranges, Oji-chan would sit on the veranda and play requests. Hana always asked for a song about a crow cawing for her 7 chicks. Whenever Oji-chan played it, Hana would feel a shiver of happy sadness ripple through her. Look at that pretty picture. Look at, they're eating ice cream and oranges down here. And here's Oji-chan playing his violin, and look at the kitty listening down here. I love the colors on that one. Oji-chan didn't play just songs. He could also make his violin chirp like the crickets Hana tried to find in the tall grasses. So I'm going to show you real quick how I can make a cricket sound on my violin. That's kind of like the sound that he makes on his violin to make a cricket sound. He could pluck the strings to mimic the sound of raindrops on the old paper umbrella that Hana twirled under during summer storms. So now I'm going to try to make a sound of raindrops. See if you think this sounds like raindrops. On a paper umbrella. And look at this pretty picture of the fireflies over here. And when the first fireflies emerged at twilight, Oji-chan could compose a melody that seemed to make them dance higher and glow brighter than ever before. Do you guys ever see fireflies at night here? At the end of each day, as Hana lay with her head resting on a cool buckwheat pillow, Oji-chan would play a lullaby so soothing that sleep would fall over her like a blanket. On their last day together, Hana told Oji-chan that she wanted to learn to play the violin, and when Hana got home, her parents agreed that she could. Now Hana was practicing not just for lessons, but for the talent show too. She really wants to be in the talent show. Oops. Hana practiced every day, just like Oji-chan, just like her grandpa. And every day her brothers fled the house with covered ears, complaining about the horrible noise. She practiced in front of her parents, who listened with care while they washed and dried the dishes. Her brothers aren't very nice to her, right? She practiced in front of her dog, Jojo, who cocked his head and sometimes growled at the strange sounds Hana made. And she practiced on her own in front of an old photo of Oji-chan from his symphony days. Alone, Hana could pretend she was performing in front of an audience so appreciative that they called for encore after encore. Look at her here. She's pretending like she's playing in front of a big audience. But it's just a picture of Oji-chan, her grandpa. And look at her poor dog here. He's like covering his ears because he doesn't like the sound. Look at this pretty picture of the talent show. The day of the talent show arrived and the school auditorium thrummed with excitement. Backstage, Hana waited with a walloping heart. A dozen acts, including 5 other violinists, had already gone before her. Finally, Hana heard the master of ceremonies call her name. He's saying, Hana Hashimoto, violin. And look at her, she's getting all ready here to go on stage. Oh, look how small she is. As Hana walked onto the stage, her violin tucked under her arm and bow gripped tight in her hand, an oceanic roar filled her ears. Things seemed to be moving in slow motion, and for one dizzy moment, Hana thought, Kenji and Koji were right. This is going to be a disaster. She wished she could turn into a grain of rice and disappear into a crack between the floorboards. Poor Hana. She could hardly see with the spotlight in her eyes. Yet, as Hana looked out onto the audience, certain faces appeared to her as if through a telescope lens. She could see her brothers down here in the audience, melting into their seats. She saw her best friend, Jazz, give her 2 thumbs up. Here's her best friend over here. And there, her smiling mother and her father, camera in hand. So here's her parents with their camera, ready to take pictures of her. Hana held a breath, then ballooned her cheeks before letting it out. With a whoosh, the roaring in her ears receded. Then, as everyone seemed to disappear beyond the light shining down on her like a moonbeam, she remembered. Gamba Ranoyo, Hana-chan. Do your best, her grandfather had told her. Oji-chan would be cheering for her. She's imagining that her grandpa is saying, good luck, Hana, you'll do great. Hana swallowed her nerves like medicine and leaned toward the microphone. She would just do her best. This is the sound of a mother crow calling her chicks, she said. She placed the violin under her chin, held her bow in position, and played 3 raw, squawky notes. So I'm going to play what I think is like the 3 raw, squawky notes that she played that sounds like, see if you think it sounds like a crow. This is the sound of my neighbor's cat at night. She dragged the bow across the strings and the violin yelled in loud protest. So now I'm going to try to make the sound of a cat. See if you think this sounds like a cat. You think it sounded like a cat? This is the sound of rain on a paper umbrella. Hana plucked the strings for a soothing plomp, plomp, plomp. I already played the the rain sound for you. Look at her. As Hana continued to play all of the special sounds she had practiced, the air around her came alive with buzzing bees. So here are some of the sounds she made. She made the sound of lowing cows. See if you think this sounds like a cow. We've got lots of cows in Wisconsin, right? And she made the sound of squeaking mice. Here's squeaking mice. And here's a trap. Ah, got the mouse. And croaking frogs. Here's all the animal sounds that she made coming out of her violin. See the mouse and the cow and and here's a frog and here's the bees. Finally, as the last sound effect trailed away, Hana tucked her bow and violin under her arm, and that, she said to the audience, is how I play the violin. Then she took a great big bow. Later, after dinner, Kenji surprised Hana by asking for an encore. Make that funny cow sound again, he said. Then Koji said, make that crazy cat sound too. So Hana did, and when her mother and father and brothers all laughed, she happily played her sounds again. Look at that, now her brothers like her playing the violin. Remember, they didn't like her playing the violin before? Now they like it. Even her dog likes it. Look at him. He's sitting there all happy, listening to her play. Perhaps next year, Hana would be able to perform one of Oji-chan's favorite pieces. But for now, Hana played a little melody she had been practicing, remembered from nights lit by dancing fireflies. She imagined that the notes would drift out through the window, past the bright rabbit moon and beyond, and Oji-chan would hear them and smile. So she's imagining playing the same melody that she heard her grandpa play all the way back to Japan, far, far away. And I'm going to play really quick a little Japanese melody that maybe was the one that she was playing to her grandpa, or maybe it was the one that Oji-chan played too. So it goes. Does that sound like a Japanese melody? Okay, so let's unmute everybody and see if you have any comments or questions about those, about Hana Hashimoto, or about the animal sound, or about Japan, or about grandpas. Maybe you want to talk about your grandpa. Abigail, did you have a question?
I like the songs you play.
Thank you. What was your favorite?
Oh, my grandpa.
Annabelle, did you have a question?
No.
Annabelle, did you want to ask a question, or?
I did. That song that you just played, I'm actually learning to play that in piano.
Really? That same one? It's called Japanese folk fantasy. Is that the one that you're learning too?
Mine just has a different name.
Oh, okay.
Sakura.
Yeah.
Okay.
One has a different name. It's called Metaphysics.
Metaphysics?
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
It goes like this.
What was your favorite? Did you like my cow sound? I was pretty proud of my cow sound.
Yeah.
What was your favorite sound?
The mouse one.
The mouse one.
Okay.
The song goes like this.
Hold on.
My song goes like this.
Wait, no, you can't sing your song.
So, any other questions, my name? Well, thank you so much. That was a really fun one. I loved preparing for all the animal sounds on that one and learning a little bit about this little girl from Japan.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all.
Oh, the moral of the story is, even if your brothers make fun of you, just ignore them and just be strong and have the courage to do talent shows at school. And I'm sure, and I know a lot of my students do talent shows at their school, and they're always really fun. So I hope you can do a talent show someday.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Too cute.
Bye.